Welcome, I am TSC Tyler, and today I have reset the NBA to the 2000-2001 season. Um, this is something I wanted to do. It gives us a chance to do a few episodes and get up to like current day NBA, and we'll see how accurate 2K is on just seeing who the champions are. So going over the rosters, there's one team that isn't good, the Pelicans, because at the time I think they were the Charlotte Hornets, but then they just turned into the New Orleans Hornets, and then the Hornets were the Bobcats at that point. So the Pelicans do not have a roster. This is before they drafted Chris Paul, so we'll see if they can do that again. The Sixers, they have Allen Iverson, basically prime AI here. They have Dikembe Mutombo, who's kind of out of his career. Also with these rosters, near the end, you just have like these roster fillers, or like this guy. But so I mean, I just downloaded this one. This is the best one I could find. We have AI, Mutombo, Eric Snow, like Tyrone Hill. These are just people I know. The Bucks, we have Way, Jesus Shuttlesworth, Sam Cassell, Glenn Robinson, Irvin Johnson, Michael Redd. And then the Bulls, we have Elton Brand, Ron Artest. Yeah, I don't know much about this team at the time, because I never even knew he played on Chicago, to be honest with you. In the Cavs, we have Big Z, Andre Miller. Like this team looks bad. The Celtics, we have Antoine Walker, Paul Pierce, Kenny Anderson. And then the Clippers, we have very young Lamar Odom, Darius Miles, and Corey Maggette. Like this is a very young team, so that could turn into something. The Grizzlies, we have Sharif Abdul-Rahim, and then Mike Bibby and Bryant Reeves. The Hawks have Jason Terry and Tony Kukoc. And then the Heat, we have Zoe, Eddie Jones, Tim Hardaway, Bruce Bowen. Like, I mean, this team's cool. And we have AC Green, who is a tank. But Zoe is one of the higher overalls in here. He should be able to lead us to something here. The Jazz, Carmelo Stockton, at the end of their careers. The Kings have Chris Webber and Peja Stojakovic. Doug Christie, Vlade Divac, Jason Williams, who I think ends up going to the Heat, but I mean, we'll see if he does that in this thing, or the Grizzlies. And the Lakers, they are probably going to be the champions this season. They have prime Shaq and Kobe. I don't see a way that they do not win the title. Like they should steamroll everybody. I mean, they have Shaq, Kobe, Horace Grant, Rick Fox, Derek Fisher, Robert Horry. I think this team will do it just because of the star power of these two. The Magic have prime T-Mac. And they have Mike Miller. Don't forget about him. The Mavericks have Dirk, Michael Finley, Steve Nash, Juwan Howard. That team's not that bad. Pacers have a little group of three here with Jalen Rose, Reggie Miller, and Jermaine O'Neal. And then, like I said, with the Pelicans, they're a bunch of roster fillers right now. With the draft, they should be able to get real people over time. But for this season, they're just going to be really bad. The Raptors have Vince Carter and Antonio Davis with Charles Oakley. And then the Rockets have very old Akeem Olajuwon and Steve Francis. And then the Spurs, you can't forget about them with Tim Duncan and David Robinson. And then the Thunder are actually contenders here because they have Rashard Lewis, Ben Baker, and they also have Gary Payton, who is still in 95 but will start to go down. KG on the Timberwolves. Pippen is on the Trailblazers with Rasheed Wallace. Antoine Jameson by himself on the Warriors. So that does it for the rosters. And then this draft is the Yao Ming Draft and the Stoudemire Draft. Now this is the NBA's draft class, and they only have like a few people in here that I actually remember, like Carlos Boozer, and then the two people up there. But Drew Gooden was in this draft class. Luis Scola was also in this draft class, but I guess they just don't have the rights to those guys. Oh, Caron Butler's in here too, Jay Williams. This guy is, I just made his name real, but I think he was just some random guy. Taking a look at the standings, The Heat are doing very well. The Magic with T-Mac are doing very well. The Knicks are surprisingly pretty good. The Hornets are in it. I think they have Baron Davis at this point in time, which, like I said, that part's a little iffy because of the thing, because I'm not sure if they actually have him or if that would be the Pelicans. But anyways, and in the West, we can see how that goes. The Timberwolves with KG, they're doing pretty crazy things. The Spurs have Tim Duncan, who is at 99 at this point in time. The Kings have Chris Webber, Jason Kidd. The Mavericks have Nash, Dirk, and Michael Finley. They have Pippen, Rasheed Wallace, and Sabonis. That's, I'm assuming, the dad of Demontis. Thunder doing pretty good. Lakers are the 8th seed right now. That is nuts to me. So, this team is an 8th seed. Now, I wonder if when the playoffs roll around, then they'll be alright. Also, I couldn't figure out how to take out the play-in, so there is the play-in. So if you're 7th or 8th, you gotta play your way in. So with the end of this 2001 season, KG is your MVP. Michael Jordan is your 6th man, because he was in free agency. I think that's when the Wizards picked him up. He went to the Magic. So it's T-Mac and Michael Jordan. Your defensive player of the year is Gary Payton. And with the most improved, I'm not sure how that works. For your first team is Kobe, AI, KG, Tim Duncan, and Shaq. You know what's gonna be crazy is when the Lakers barely even make the play-in. Second team, Steve Francis, Baron Davis, Vince Carter, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Zoe. Third team, Kid, T-Mac, Paul Pierce, Chris Webber, Ben Wallace. Defensive team, anybody surprising? Oh, AK, he's up here. That's cool. Is he? He's 20? Okay. So, the Lakers do sneak into the playoffs. Over here on the West, we have OKC and Memphis. Nothing really surprising here. OKC being that far down is something surprising. And then we have Portland and Golden State, which those teams are both bad, so I don't see either of them making it through. Then with the 7-8 seeds, we have the Hornets, who have Baron Davis, Jamal Mashburn. Going up against the Nets, who have Stephon Marbury, Keith Van Horn, Kenyon Martin. And then we have the Pacers, who have Reggie Miller, Jalen Rose, Jermaine O'Neal, going up against the Bulls with Elton Brand Runner Test. So we're going to simulate the play-in. Actually, we'll do this game over here. And OKC wins, so they're in, and then Memphis loses, so they're playing against Portland. Then Charlotte wins, so they are the 7th seed going up against the Magic. And then Brooklyn and the Pacers play. And Brooklyn made it in, and Memphis made it in. So looking at our matchups, we have the Heat versus the Nets. We've seen this team. It's mainly carried by Zoe. Then we have the Knicks, who are Allen Houston, Latrell Sprewell, Larry Johnson, Marcus Camby, Mark Jackson, Glenn Rice. So this team has a lot of depth, no star power. And then we saw Milwaukee as Ray Allen, Sam Cassell, Glenn Robinson. So kind of a big three at this point in time. And then Vince is carrying this team. The Raptors wouldn't be there without him, obviously. Then we have Paul Pierce, Antoine Walker, Kenny Anderson. And then the Magic with Grant Hill and T-Mac and Michael off the bench. That might be a finals contender. So we're just going to stop after 2 games in for everything. Okay, so right now Minnesota's up 2-0 OKC. San Antonio's up 2-0 on Memphis. I see that one happening. Brooklyn up 2-0. And then this one is 3 games in. And Toronto's up on Boston. So we'll go one more game. And now Miami's up 3-0. Minnesota's up 3-0. Charlotte's up 2-1. So we're just going to go ahead and sim this game first. And Miami takes a big lead. And Miami sweeps Brooklyn. Okay, so looking at the end of round 1. We have the Hornets going up against the Orlando Magic. Now, this one is really surprising because I see the Magic as finals contenders. And they take that. Oh, I'm so dumb. I just didn't see that happening. But the Magic win in overtime. I should have checked that for sure. Okay, Grizzlies Spurs. This one is also 3-1. The Spurs look to be manhandling this game. And the Grizzlies are out. So going to the end of this game, Game 6, the Hornets are up. This one won't be a comeback, and they eliminate the Magic in 6. So I did accidentally sim some of these other games, and the Lakers lose to the Suns, which the Suns are actually a stacked team, so I can see that happening. What is left is the Spurs versus the Mavericks, the Timberwolves versus the Suns, the Heat versus the Knicks, and the Raptors versus the Hornets, which this one is the biggest upset to me. I just didn't see that happening. I didn't see Michael Jordan, Tracy McGrady just getting manhandled like that. But anyways, it looks like the West is stronger than the East. We're just going to go ahead and sim a few games, and then we'll see if any of them are interesting series. And so now we have 3 Game 7s going on. First one is the Suns at the Timberwolves. So the Timberwolves did all this to come back from 3-1, and right now they're getting smoked, and they lose. Okay, Hornets at Raptors. The Hornets came back from being down 3-2, and they are losing pretty bad, and they get smacked by Vince Carter. Okay, Spurs versus Mavericks. Dirk versus Tim Duncan. I want this to be one to jump into. Unfortunately, it is not. David Robinson, Tim Duncan, they take care of business. Okay, so for our conference finals, we have the Spurs and the Suns, and then the Heat and the Raptors. So we're going to go ahead and sim a few games in, and then we'll be looking if there's any series. So 2-2 on this side and 3-0 on this side. I'm not sure what's happening, but the Spurs are getting obliterated right now. If the Spurs can come back from being down 3-0, then they're a crazy team. Okay, they're down 3-2 now. So it's not over for them. On this side, Game 6. I think the Raptors are down, so they need to put this away. This game's a 7-point game. If it's like a 3-point game, then I'll jump in, but I don't think it'll be. And we're going into another Game 7. Now the Suns are really trying to put down the Spurs before they don't want to get to another Game 7. And they tie in that quarter, and this should be it. Yeah, it looks kind of like a blowout here. And the Spurs get eliminated with Kidd, Sean Marion, Penny Hardaway, which I didn't even realize they had. Okay, Game 7 with the Raptors and the Heat. Raptors take the first quarter. Heat take the second. Raptors take the third. It's still a close game. They're about even going into this. Up by 6, the Heat are. 1 minute left. 3-point game. We're jumping in. So the Heat are at the free throw line, and they hit one, and they should hit the second one, but we'll see. They bricked this one, so they still do have a chance, the Raptors. I saw Vince on the floor. He's being guarded. I don't know who he's getting guarded by. We have Peterson with a drive. He needs to get rid of that. And he throws it to Tim Hardaway, and that should be game. So going into the finals, we have the Suns and the Heat. I think it was Lakers v Sixers in real life. We could check afterwards, but Heat are up 2-0. 3-0 on the Suns? You know, I did not see that one happening because I thought that they were close. The Suns manhandled everyone in the West. And the Suns take one game. On to Game 5, the Heat take first quarter, Suns take second, Heat take the third. Oh, I could have jumped in there, and the Heat lose. So Game 6, this 3-0 lead does not look nearly as good anymore. This game is a nail-biter. Oh no, I slowed down! Oh no! When we go to the fourth, we just gotta slow it down. This is Game 7 of the finals. And of course, this one isn't close. The Suns make a 3-0 comeback, and Jason Kidd is your finals MVP. That is unbelievable. The Heat just blew a 3-0 lead in the finals. It's nuts. So it's between the Sixers and the Rockets. Rockets, please get number 1. And the Rockets get number 1. So, I mean, they might not actually take Yao Ming, but they do have the opportunity to. So we'll see if they ended up taking him. Looking at the beginning of the draft, the Rockets do have the first pick And they take Amari Stoudemire. So the Rockets pass on Yao Ming with the first pick, and the Sixers are on the board. And they take Caron Butler. I really don't want Yao Ming to go to the Pelicans. And he does not. DeJuan Wagner goes to the Pelicans. Because they do not have a team. So, Thunder, Yao Ming. They take a center instead of Yao Ming. The Pistons aren't bad. They take Jay Williams. The Wizards, I don't think the Wizards really have much. Like, a lot of these teams back here aren't talented. And he goes to the Wizards. Looking in free agency, there are some big ones, but the biggest one is KG. I mean, dude wins MVP and now is getting offers from about half the NBA. Okay, so we'll see if any of these guys end up teaming up. So KG ends up going to the Magic, Nash goes to the Timberwolves, Jordan to the Raptors. I think... Oh, and Antonio McDyess. If they still keep T-Mac, that team is going to be insane. So I should have been worried about this team, because now they have Kevin Garnett, they have Tracy McGrady, they also signed Antonio McDyess, and they have Grant Hill. So this draft class is where some stuff will end up popping off here. LeBron is in this draft class, Dwayne Wade, Melo, Bosh. I mean, I think this one is where you can get a star. So at the end of the season, the Magic were the greatest team of all time. T-Mac scores 35, 10, and 5. This guy for the Thunder does pretty good. Michael Redd for the Bucks actually became really good. He was like, he jumped almost like 10 overall. Ben Wallace, Defensive Player of the Year on the Celtics. And then obviously the coach of the Magic is going to go crazy. They have KG and T-Mac both make it. Kobe, Shaq, but they also don't have 280s to help them out. The Heat actually made a really good signing. They signed Sean Marion from the Suns. And he's actually helped them out because now they have Zoe and Sean. So there's a lot of duos going on in the NBA. So the play-in, I'm not too interested in. I am interested a little bit in if the Lakers make it or not. And they win the first game, but then they lose to the Suns. So the Suns are in. The Suns ended up losing Sean Marion and they replaced him with Lamar Odom. But I guess that's what takes them down from champions to the 8th seed. And then also if you start at 70 at centers. 3-0, 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, 1-2 at the bottom. And the Rockets take a 3-1 lead. The Hornets make it again over the Bucks, which that one is, again, a little bit surprising. Timberwolves get eliminated. Knicks get eliminated. Hawks are out. There are a few Game 7s going on. So the Rockets take care of business. The Suns are going up against the Spurs. Again, I think they had this matchup in the conference finals last time. Let's see if the Spurs can get revenge. Suns take a lead. Spurs win the second quarter. Suns take the third quarter. And that's it. So Game 7. Raptors v Celtics. No, that's it. So the Raptors take care of business. They beat the higher seed. Miami also takes care of the Knicks. And now that leaves the two teams here. Warriors lead both quarters. Thunder with the third, but that's it. Warriors take care of business as well. Okay, Suns versus Spurs, Game 7. I have no idea. I have no idea what team's better because the Suns shouldn't be down here, but the Spurs are going to kill them off the back of Tim Duncan just having a game. Dirk's really doing the Lord's work. They lose Nash, I think. So without Nash, he still made it here. Rockets, we already went over their team. Miami's up 3-0. Orlando's up 3-0. They should take care of it here. Actually, Charlotte gets a game. And Orlando does it. Now 3-1 in all these other series. So we'll go one game at a time. Rockets are eliminated. Hornets are eliminated. And then the Warriors are still in it. The Spurs, we'll see how they do against the Warriors. Nice first quarter. Close game. And it is not. That fourth quarter was brutal. Antoine Jamison just dogged them. Alright, so Game 7 for this. Spurs are tied because they blew it in the last 2 quarters. Oh, we're jumping in it. Oh, wait. Oh, we are. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so not much time. They're just going to let him run it out so they get one more shot. I mean, you need to stop here. Chauncey drives, gets blocked by Duncan. And San Antonio is going to get a shot here. They have one chance. Tim Duncan with a crazy block. Ginobili with the ball. Y'all need to move your big men. Please don't have Ginobili chuck up a shot. Please don't let that happen. 8 seconds. They're starting to set a pick. Number 1 was wide open. Ginobili takes a leaning 3. Duncan gets a put up. Tim Duncan. I want to see that. He just ran out of time. I thought he had time. He got the shot up in time, and he just bricked the layup for the second round to make it to the Western Conference Finals. Well, anyways, if this series goes the way we think it could, or not we think it could, but like the right way, then we could have the Mavericks and Heat face off, which would be like 10 years earlier than what it should be. But the Magic, man, they are really good. So we're gonna see if they can take care of it. Come on, Magic, just do it. Your team is like the greatest of all time. Just put them out of here. Yeah, thank you. T-Mac. Ugh. I mean, when you have McDyess, who is almost a 90, just not even involved in your offense, I think that's how you know you're good. The Warriors go up 3-2. Now this Warriors team, I mean, this West is a lot weaker than it was before, because game's kind of close. Okay, game 7. But yeah, the East, it looks like the stronger conference right now. We're kind of even through the first few quarters. Are we going to have to jump into this? Up 8, up 6, and the Mavericks make the finals. Now, good job for doing that, because I don't know how much it'll matter. You're starting at 72. Yeah, and that team almost has no one under an 85 overall. I wouldn't be surprised if they sweep. Okay, just spite me with a genuine sweep, but Garnett goes crazy. So we'll go ahead and do one more season for this episode, and then we'll be done with it. But the Pacers are in position to get LeBron if they can hold this. And the Bulls. Whoa, the Bulls have the first and the third pick. They could get LeBron and D-Wade, or they could get LeBron and Melo. I think LeBron's going number 1. I don't question that. But if even if the Bulls pass up on him, then he would go to the Cavs. So, I mean, either way, storylines are being made. But if we get Wade and LeBron on the Bulls, and they take LeBron, okay, that part we're not surprised about. I want to get completely surprised. I don't even want to look at the draft board. Cavaliers at 2. They take Brian Kerr. Who is that? The Bulls take... You had... The storyline! The storyline was there! Instead you take a guy that should have gone 10? Bulls, what are you doing? Okay, who's picking 4? Whoever's picking 4, the Thunder. They pass on D-Wade. Come on, Pacers, please. Okay, the Pacers take Melo. That's actually not that bad. The Nuggets? Don't go to the Nuggets. Okay. Wait, if the Wizards got D-Wade too, that'd be kind of nice. Yao and Wade? Guys. Lakers. D-Wade, Kobe, and Shaq. Chris, whoa! I rate that, actually. I like that. Chris Bosh, Shaq, and Kobe. That's cool. I still don't know what's happening, because I do want to make sure I'm not seeing anything crazy. No, D-Wade's still here. Okay. The Nets at this point. The Suns? See, I would have already simmed through this if Wade was taken, but the fact that he's not, and we're almost to the 20th pick in the draft, and he was projected at 3, he goes to the Timberwolves. Dwayne Wade goes 18 to the Timberwolves. That's all we need to see. Ray Allen goes to the Hornets. Oh, him and Baron Davis. It's kind of crazy. Michael Jordan also goes here, which is funny because I mean he's the owner. And the Mavericks aren't bad either. I mean they lost Nash, but they get this guy up 10, this guy up 4. They have a lot of depth now. It's interesting to see some of the teams you wouldn't expect to be contenders starting to be contenders. LeBron on the Bulls. They're not good now, but they could be good like soon. Or LeBron just leaves. I have no idea. So looking at this one, we have... This is the Dwight Howard draft class. There's Dwight Howard. I don't recognize any names from here. So Dwight is kind of the main guy. I think he's the only guy. That seems crazy to think about. Okay, so this is the Dwight draft class. We're not too worried about that. I'll stop y'all at All-Star break if anybody that's not usually there is there, or any rookies or anything, because then that's when you know they're doing really good. And then I'll stop y'all and I'll compare the MVPs and stuff to what we have in real life. So in real life, Kevin Garnett finished second in MVP voting to Tim Duncan, but in this one, he ends up winning. Melo wins Rookie of the Year. I want to see LeBron does really good. Wade is really good. I mean, we assumed those people would help. Bosch plays really good, but he's also with a bunch of other people. KG wins Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, that team's gonna be nuts. Dirk makes it still. The Lakers have a chance in play-in, and the Lakers make it. The Hornets make it. I think they just got rid of the Raptors. We'll just go a few games in here. Okay, so the Hornets with Ray Allen are up against the Magic, and they take a game so far. Sixers, Detroit, I have no idea what that team really. Miami, Atlanta, just manhandling them basically. Boston, New York, San Antonio, Lakers. This one can only be close because of Tony Kukoc, Chris Bosh, Kobe, and Shaq. That's it. I don't know how you really put up a fight against Manu, or I don't really know how you put up against a fight against Manu Ginobili and Tim Duncan, but they are. Pelicans are up 3-0, and that's surprising. I think this is also the team that Wade done, yeah. It drops 19-18. Steve Nash is choking. Can you not do that? The team that gets eliminated first are the Clippers. Let's see if there's any other series. 2-2, a lot of 3-1s. Timberwolves get eliminated. Knicks get eliminated. Spurs get eliminated. Grizzlies get eliminated. So the whole West is solved, and then the East, we have a lot of Game 7s. Okay, Sixers Pistons first. I think the Sixers were down. I'm not sure. Pistons take a big lead, and they eliminate the Sixers. Hornets take a lead. Magic kill the second. And T-Mac with a 40-13 game, and KG with a 20-20 game to make sure they go into a Game 7. Hornets, Game 7. They were up 3-1. Hopefully they don't choke. They kill the second quarter. And this game looks pretty close. The Magic go on a big run. Tied, back and forth. Don't let them pull away, Hornets. Okay, one more bucket. Oh, okay. We'll see if they can do it. So Magic have the ball, and T-Mac gets. That happened so quick. Who lets T-Mac just in the paint? There it is. So they still have Mike. I forgot they have Jordan. Like, that's something that flew under the radar for me. T-Mac gave y'all 54. I see why you're losing. And they have Michael Jordan on the floor and no Ray Allen. It's because Ray fouled out. Okay, so let me get this straight. Michael Jordan's in the game instead of Ray Allen. Michael Jordan's choking this game. And T-Mac dropped 40. Not even 40. He dropped 54 on y'all's faces. I don't know who that is. Oh, that's Baron Davis. Okay, I'm actually okay with you giving it to Baron Davis, but you give it to Michael instead. Pass Baron Davis. Okay. Baron Davis with the ball. He looks to have a size advantage. Drive. That's a nice lay. Okay, now you have to start fouling, but that was probably the best thing to do. McGrady. That's 55. MVP chance. 56. He is owning the Hornets. Baron Davis with the ball. He fumbles it, and T-Mac gets the ball just to score some more points. Who knows, if they chuck up their shots right, then T-Mac could have 60. Baron Davis. We'll watch this one to the end, because, I mean, Baron Davis with a 3. Air ball. They give it to... give it to Tracy. No, Tracy, that's crazy. He, gives them 58. So as close to 60 as he could get without 60. Hornets put up a great fight, but in the end ended up blowing a 3-1 lead. Okay, the Hawks get eliminated, so the Boston one's right. Golden State beat Dallas in 6? How did I not see this? Phillips just... Whoa, that's crazy. That is crazy. Pelicans get eliminated in 7. How are y'all in another game 7? We just got out of a game 7 with y'all. Just smoke them, please. I don't want you to lose here. Like, your team's too good to do this. Thank you. Okay. So, also that's a pretty big rivalry. Boston, Orlando, Golden State, LA. So this is the farthest LA's made it. Orlando's made it here before. 1-2. Other series 2-1. 3-2. Okay, 3-2 Boston, 3-2 Golden State. So the Magic need this one. Win the first 2 quarters, win the third quarter, and they steamroll them. The Lakers need one more to ice out the Warriors. Win the first 2 quarters, lose the third one pretty badly, and we're tied. Lakers with a 5-point lead, still a 5-point lead, 6-point lead, 4-point lead. And the Lakers hit a 3, or not the Lakers, the Warriors hit a 3, but the Lakers do it on the back of Chris Bosh. They get in, and Phillips even dropping 50 could not get them in. I feel so bad. He's playing so good with the Warriors. So the Lakers are in, and the Magic are going into a game 7. I would say the Lakers' best chance to win the title would be the Magic lose. And McGrady drops 55. So he's dropped more than one 50-point game, at least from our knowledge, in these rounds. He's averaging 36 in the playoffs. They definitely deserve it. Like, there's no doubt about it. And then KG's almost averaging a triple-double. Finals. Lakers take game 1. Magic take game 2. Lakers 2-2 series. 3-2 Lakers. Okay, Simcast. Magic look to be steamrolling them here. And KG gets a double-double again. Like our 2020 game. It's crazy. And now we need Kobe and Shaq. Where's Shaq? Shaq's been buns. I don't... Now, maybe that's because he's getting guarded by McDice, which I thought he was getting guarded by KG, but these teams are more even than I would think. But there's still an advantage to the Magic. Final game. Tie the first quarter. Magic take the second and the third, but the Lakers take the fourth. But they still lose. So when we back out of the screen, your champions are going to be the Orlando Magic again. So, like I said, this signing, when they sign KG, is going to be nuts. KG's won an MVP. Tracy's won an MVP. They won 2 finals together. This is the Shaq and Kobe of 2K here. Because, I mean, that's nuts. Michael Jordan calls it a career. Scottie Pippen calls it a career. And that'll do it for our video as well. I think this has been pretty fun. I would like to do this some more. Drop a like if you did like this. Subscribe if you are new. And if you enjoy my content, that would be much appreciated. If you have any ideas you want me to do in 2K or Madden or anything else, I'm down to try whatever and see if it's good content.